I'm back. Nintenjoel here once again, and obviously you guys read the title. Hopefully you guys read the title. Most of you guys are probably literate, and this is just 5 gaming accessories for retro systems that I freaking love. Our lives would not be the same without them, in my opinion, and some of them are just kind of overlooked, like little gems, if you will. Anyways, the first one's really freaking obvious, and it's almost like duh, and I don't mean it's just this one either. The first one I've got here is the Genesis control pad extension cord. All this is a cord from your controller to your console that makes it longer, and this one actually makes it longer by 6.5 feet. So 6.5 feet of more cord for a Sega Genesis is really freaking awesome, because Sega Genesis cords, the controller cords, are kind of short in my opinion, and they're also really, what I've noticed about Genesis cords is that they're really stiff, which is actually a good thing, but it makes it a little hard to control when you're kind of close. Yeah, I mean, we wouldn't be able to live without these things. Yes, this thing's obvious, but extension cords just kick ass, and like I said, I don't mean just the Genesis. These came out for Super Nintendo, I believe, and maybe even Nintendo. They definitely came out for PlayStation. I'm sure they've come out for just about everything. In the days of wireless controller, this means nothing. But for those of us that love retro systems and actually love having retro systems around and don't want to just emulate or play new games, these are a godsend. So yeah, I was lucky enough to get a couple of boxed ones. I have 2 of these, and they have the Toys R Us stickers on it, and they say 99 cents each. Pretty damn funny. So yeah, extension cords, they just kick ass. Alright, so my next peripheral that I just absolutely love. So love. When I discovered this, man, was I stoked. The Super Game Boy. Being able to play being able to play Game Boy games on your Super Nintendo was pretty revolutionary for the time, and something that Nintendo was not being greedy about. They could have just made a whole other system, I guess, that played Game Boy games on your TV, and they didn't do that. They just made a little peripheral that was not that expensive. Might have been kind of expensive at the time, I think like 50 bucks, but still well worth it. Your entire Game Boy library was now available full screen on your TV, a lot of times with a little border, and sometimes you can add color, and I mean, it was just a really cool idea. Kudos to Nintendo back in the day. This is something they would definitely never release these days, but yeah, back in the day, I mean, this kicked ass. Everybody I knew had one, and now everybody I know that's a collector does have one. I mean, you just can't live life without it. Definitely worth it for playing Metroid 2, or the Final Fantasy games, or any freaking game on Game Boy. It's just totally worth it to play on your Super Nintendo and just enjoy without having to eat batteries away and have your neck be crooked the entire time. I don't always like to play a lot of handheld games because of that exact reason. They just kind of hurt my neck after a while. And then I try to play lying down. It's uncomfortable on my back because I'm sitting there holding my arms in the air. And on my stomach it's weird because after a while my shoulders start to hurt. And yeah, it's just, I can't find a good way to play handhelds. So to me, being able to play handhelds on a full-screen TV is like a godsend. That being said, I do actually play handhelds quite a bit. I just kind of suffer the consequences and only play for short periods of time. Anyways, yeah, that was my second favorite. Okay, so third favorite, and this is also not specific to a console, but Game Genies or Game Sharks or any kind of thing that gave you codes to enhance games just kicked ass in the day. Now, granted, I do not use this kind of thing very often these days, if at all. My Game Genie has not seen action for a really long time. But basically what a Game Genie is, if you don't know, it's something that you can plug your cartridge into, and then that gets plugged into the system, and there's a book. I'll show you what it looks like. Here's the actual Game Genie. You just take a game, and you plug it in, and then you plug that into your Nintendo, and you enter some codes. There's a book of codes here, and these codes give you extra lives, or infinite energy, or you can skip to a different level that you might not have been able to before. nice timing for hiccups. Or like unlimited money in some games. There's all kinds of codes for all kinds of games. And back in the day, they used to release little like pamphlets that were like extra codes, and for games that had come out after this it was made, so you can just like keep up on new games. And it was just a really, really cool peripheral. Like I said, nothing I really use now, but just something that's pretty amazing back in the day. It was a pretty neat thing to see. I remember playing games that I would never ever be able to beat or even see later levels, like Kid Icarus or some of the Castlevanias, and yeah, put in some codes and bam, just like that. When I was a kid and sucked at video games, I was able to see some later levels. So, Game Genies kick ass. Same can be said for Game Sharks, and they made some other ones for other systems too. The ones for PlayStation, I can't remember what the hell they're called at this moment, but yeah, they've made quite a few different variations. Okay, so my fourth favorite peripheral or accessory for retro gaming has got to be something that I just discovered recently and got one and was really stoked. I just showed this in my last pickup video. This is the Capcom arcade stick. Freaking amazing, amazing piece of hardware. How did I not live with this before? This works so well for fighting games and beat 'em ups and shooters. It's got the nice clicky thing going on. It's super accurate, super responsive. I talked about this extensively on my last video, so there's not a whole lot more to be said about it except for super responsive, looks cool as shit, feels cool as shit, and will help your game playing a little bit. So yeah, definitely one of the cooler things I have ever seen. Yeah, these things kind of are hard to find. They're like 40-50 bucks online, and I'm sure there's only so many of them out there. Yeah. There we go, there's one of them. Okay, the last thing I have for you is very much related to the Super Game Boy. Kudos to Nintendo once again for doing this, because this was another amazing thing they released. This is the Game Boy Advance player for the GameCube, and all it did was, I got a GameCube right here actually being displayed, but it just plugged into here. You take this little port off. Hell, I'll even show you. You take this little port off and you plug this baby in, you screw these two screws in, and bam, you have a Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance player all in one. Freaking amazing. So good. I mean, it's just mind-boggling that they could have just made a whole other system that said, alright, let's have full screen of capability for your handhelds, but we're just going to make a whole system for it, and we're going to charge you $200 for it. They didn't do that. It was awesome. I don't remember how much these went for because I didn't know about these when they came out, but I know they weren't $200. And being able to play Game Boy Advance games on a freaking full screen TV, damn, that is freaking amazing. So good. So damn amazing. Oh god, I can't even describe how happy I am to own one of those. Oh, here's the disc for it and everything. Actually, you know what? My disc isn't in here. It's actually in my GameCube that I actually used down there. But this is the little case. I've even got the little case and the manual. This is something you do not see every day. I was very happy when I picked this up. Picked this up a long time ago for fucking, I think it was in a lot. And yeah, very happy to own that. Never really gotten to show off this stuff before, except for my last pickup video. I did show off my Capcom controller, but yeah, this is just some stuff that made gaming a little more accessible, a little easier for people. Hell, you could sit across the room, you could cheat, you could play handheld games on full screen TV, and you could have better controllers. How could you beat that? I don't think you can. If you liked the video, please give me a thumbs up. If you like the content and actually liked what I'm talking about, or actually have tried any of these, leave me a comment. Let me know what you thought about them. I think they're all amazing. And if you want to see more videos by me, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. That is down below. It's red and says subscribe with an exclamation point. That would be amazing if you subscribe. I'm also on Facebook. It's just Nintenjoel on Facebook. It's actually linked through my About section on YouTube, so you can check it out there. I just post pictures and other people's videos and stuff. So yeah, check that out. Give it a like. Keep rocking the retro games. Thanks for watching, guys.